Marijuana has long been a controversial topic in the United States of America. It seems people rather support the idea of it being legalized, or they can't even understand why somebody would think that. Regardless if you believe it or not, everybody rather knows someone who has used and or currently uses marijuana. Today I'm here to tell you why marijuana should be legalized. I'll be telling you a little bit about why it got banned and some of the benefits both medically and economically. Paper companies, not specifically paper companies, that's just a card. Big businesses in America in the early 1900s began to fear the use of hemp products due to all the research going into them and the uses for them, such as hemp ropes and hemp paper. And these big businesses was a big push for making marijuana illegal because of the research going into what it could be used for other than just consumption. But there was also some racial discrimination towards the plant itself shortly after the Mexican War, when Mexican immigrants were coming into the country and bringing marijuana across the border with them. They were using it natively in Mexico, and it was normalized there. Yet it was unfamiliar for us, and law enforcement along the border stated that the plant made the Mexicans violent and bloodthirsty. In 1936, there was a film produced called Reefer Madness, and this film portrayed marijuana as a highly addictive substance that was life-ruining and very unhealthy. It also targeted parents of teenagers, saying that drug dealers would lure their teenagers in and get them addicted to marijuana and ruin their lives. This put fear in parents. Only a year after this film was produced, the Marijuana Act of 1937 was passed, prohibiting marijuana. Now that I've told you why marijuana is illegal, I'll be telling you about some of the research gone towards it due to the highly opinionated reasoning for why it got prohibited in the first place. There has been an extensive amount of medical research on what it does, both mentally and some of the medical uses for marijuana. There has been research that has shown that cannabis can help benefit people with glaucoma, can help with cancer patients along with cancer treatment and along with the chemotherapy treatment healing process. There has also been multiple cases of sclerosis patients who have benefited from the use of medical marijuana. Marijuana can also help with mental disorders such as anxiety and depression. Now that we have gone through some of the medical uses for marijuana, I'll tell you about how it can help our incarceration rates in America. According to MPP.org, the FBI reported in 2019 over 15 million people have been arrested due to cannabis-related. Over 15 million people have been arrested for cannabis since 1995, and over 52% of all drug arrests are cannabis or marijuana related. Statistics have shown that since the prohibition of marijuana, the arrest reports and anything justified by it has been racially biased. And I say that as in statistics show that African American individuals are 3.73 times more likely to be arrested on possession charges of marijuana than white people. And in Iowa, the statistic being as high as 8.3 times more likely. New York City has also done their own research, and statistics show that 15.3% of marijuana possession cases involving white individuals lead to conviction rate, while 31.7% of marijuana possession charges or possession cases in Hispanics and African Americans lead to a conviction rate. Almost double the percentage. More than double the percentage. The prohibition of marijuana is also illegal and unconstitutional. The government has no right to tell us what we can or cannot put in our bodies. As known and said multiple times, your liberty stops at the violation of another's. And this follows within that also. For the use of marijuana is not hurting anybody but possibly the person using it themselves. But on top of this being unconstitutional and a violation of our rights, the arrest of people who use marijuana can damage their reputation and their ability to get jobs. The legalization of marijuana can also help limit the amount that teenagers and minors are able to access due to the age requirements that would be put behind it whenever it is legalized. Legalization also allows for regulation among how it is made and produced and spread, which makes it safer for consumption use. And research has also gone to show that marijuana is less toxic than both alcohol and tobacco products. The Center of Disease Control and Prevention reports that every year over 50,000 deaths are caused from impacts of chronic alcohol consumption. Harvard research proves that marijuana is both less addictive than alcohol, and most people do not become addicted to marijuana itself. There has also been no recording of a cannabis overdose in history. Today I have proven you both economically and medically. Oh, I forgot a slide. Legalizing marijuana will also provide us with the ability to create more jobs for people, and which will boost our economy on top of that. I have proven you that economically, legally, and medically cannabis should be legalized, and the pros outweigh the cons. And the old-fashioned and traditional mindsets of people who believe that it is a no good and that it is a drug. In 2022, statistics showed that 66% of citizens believe it should be legalized at least a federal level, and it should be up for the states to decide if it is legal or not. These numbers are continuously rising, and they can use our support to help make it happen.